Alright guys, what is going on? So today is the day we're going to be dropping the transmission on the Cobra. You guys are also going to see the completed clutch install as well in this video. Voltage is good, which you guys can't even see that. So we're going to move this now. So we have the Cobra idling there. This car, clutch actually does not work at all. We're gonna start it in gear. Pull it up into the driveway and up into the garage. That way we can get it out from outside. There we go. I'm gonna push it the rest of the way in. We're gonna head over to Nick's. Clutch should make us there. Alternator's now good in the car. Battery voltage is good. So let's get over there. All right guys, so far the car's driving fine. Looks like battery voltage is good now that we fixed the plug. The car is essentially shifting fine. It'll slip obviously if I try to get into any sort of power. So we're just gonna make it over to Nick's, kind of baby in the clutch, and we should be good. If the clutch for some reason goes out, then I'll just shift without a clutch, just like I did with Ashley's car. So I just came up to some traffic and I just found the slight bit of acceleration makes the clutch slip. I am not kidding at all. The slip is so bad. I'm almost there. I'm in a little bit of traffic and I'm starting to smell a little bit of clutch, so hopefully she holds in there. All right, so we just made it down here. I got the Cobra. Turdzilla's over there. We're gonna go find Nick. All right, well, we got the Cobra pulled in here. Time to pull the trans. Sounds good. I'm gonna pull the shifter. He's gonna get prepared. All right, so I'm gonna remove the shifter. Start by removing the knob, then this piece, then the next piece, then the 4 bolts on the transmission. Knob twists off, and this piece lifts up. Pull that. Lift that up. Move the connection on the back. 4 bolts there. And I forgot, since I have the MGW, I actually have to take this part off before being able to take the lower part. I think we can actually leave the base of the T56 on there. All right, so that's removed. We disconnected the battery because we have to take the starter out, and we're gonna get cracking. Let's see, should we time this one? So 5:07, it's all together besides the shifter. Let's get cracking. So Nick says he has an easy way to do it, to get the starter out.
We'll get to that after I get the exhaust off.
Oh, you got the O2 sensors loose. Nice.
It's easier to fucking do that than it is to unclip them.
Yeah, they're way up there. This BBK X-Plate takes quite the beating from the scrape low life, but it takes it like a champ.
Who the fuck put this on?
That would be me, sir.
You stripped the shit out of it.
It was really stripped. It wouldn't come off on the original mid-pipe.
It's just bending around.
I can reach up and get the O2 sensors once it cools down. I usually am able to do it. Those ones are easy.
Oh, wideband?
Yep. There's a plug, or that. Rear O2 sensors don't do anything but plug the holes. That's why it only has the wideband on one. Wideband there, and O2 sensor there. Don't break my zip tie, bro. Look at that factory aluminum drive shaft, dude. Removing the exhaust. All right, there she is. All right, let's see if this gasket's blown out. Nope, it's got a section broken.
Does it now?
Those make noise. I had one make noise. We'll get another one. My wideband goes around there, follows the clutch cable, so I can cut these up.
Easy way to take the starter out.
Nick has an easy way to take the starter out. My car's never been messed with before, so it actually has the 3rd bolt
Still on the top. Basically, it's a Torx bit. Sometimes they're, depending on the car, sometimes they can have a screwdriver head too. Some of the trucks have that. Same starter for all of them, basically. Take that out.
Oh, it's wiggling loose. That area. Oh, look at that. You got some room.
Slide that out of the way, like that.
Yeah, usually I just put a big extension through here and like little quarter turns at a time. I slide big extensions through there. It's a pain in the butt. It's doable, but this looks pretty good, dude. And you're almost right on that 3rd bolt. The dreaded Ford starter 3rd bolt.
Dreaded? frustrated about it.
I don't know. You make it look pretty easy, dude.
Already coming out.
All right.
Anybody who's ever done a starter on a Mustang knows this is such an easy little simple method to doing it.
So I want to point out here, we're going to be pulling the trans off right from the regular bell housing bolts. It is possible to separate the bell housing from here, but that's not what we're going to do. Nick prefers to just remove the bell housing bolts as normal. They have to come off anyways, and we just pull it all as one unit. And for those of you guys who are not familiar, we are putting a Mantic clutch in this car. It's a Mantic Ceremetalic 9000 series clutch. It's good for about 1,000 horsepower crank, about 825 wheel horsepower. We're going to be installing that in this with a 26 spline input shaft upgrade, and that's what we're doing. So we're dropping the trans right now. We're going to send it over to a trans shop to do the input shaft swap, and then we're going to basically bolt it all back together. So today, we're just doing this, but you guys are going to see the full process. I'm going to put this as one video. All right, and the starter is unbolted. There she is. So Nick likes to push it back and out of the way. It's important to mark your drive shaft, kids, on these. There it is. And Nick's gonna use some rags and a glove to cover up that area so it doesn't leak out fluid. And he's gonna be neat. So he's gonna drain this out. Nope.
Oh, it's black.
She black. I guess the fluid change would be good.
Might stick better too.
Yeah. Lower that down. Just squared a little. All right, and now we're ready to pull the bell housing bolts.
Could have showed up there.
Yep. Always start at the top first and then work your way down. Come loose?
Yeah.
Nice. All right, we're gonna continue doing this for the rest of the bolts. All right, so we have all but one bell housing bolts out. We're gonna use the tranny jack here to make it easy, so Nick and I don't have to strain ourselves taking this thing out. You can slide it right out of there, and we'll get to see some a little bit of the carnage of the stock clutch. We saw from inside the trans tunnel, or the inspection cover, there's quite a bit of black dust up in there, so that's pretty exciting. Then we got bell housing bolt, and we can slide her out. All right, here she comes. There's the good old plate. And oh, that's funny. I deleted that.
You left the casing though?
Well, we had to cut the tube, so I guess
Oh, yeah,
I guess that got left in there. There's the stock clutch.
Time. Where's the time?
Oh, where's the time? Where's the time? He's calling time. 6:04.
So 46 minutes?
Yep. Bam. She blown. Making all that that racket. So this is the stock 10 spline input shaft. That's what we were replacing with the 26.
In there.
There we go. Off the pivot ball. And then up in here we have a good old fried clutch. Dude, that is definitely stock. I knew the throw-up bearing was gone for a while.
Look at it.
When I bought the car at 27,000 miles, it made noise. So I actually told the guy when I bought it. I was like, yeah, the throw-up bearing needs to be done.
It's not bad in here though, it's pretty clean.
Considering how much that clutch was slipping the other night. Oh, I smell the clutch. Alright, so we're gonna pull off the stock clutch and get to see this. Should be fairly evenly worn, it's just there's not gonna be much. Alright, what's your bet, Nick? You think it's gonna fall in pieces? It drove over here fairly smooth.
I don't think so. I think you're just gonna see major scoring on everything.
Yeah, I think it's just really burnt. I think it's just used. It's used at a high horsepower level. There we go. Moment of truth. What does she look like? Oh, is that separating?
No.
Oh, okay, never mind. No, it's all one piece.
Oh, that bitch is burnt.
Oh, yeah, that flywheel's burnt.
Clutch is perfectly worn out.
Yeah, it's nice and even. It just doesn't grip. Let's see both sides. And let's see what this thing looks like in the light.
Pressure plate.
Yeah, it's just evenly worn, and at that point, yeah, it's really worn down.
Wear bar.
Yeah.
Sticking through.
And that's why
starting to scratch it.
That's why it's slipping under power.
Yep.
Yep.
Just Kevlar discs worn out.
But luckily we got a new flywheel thanks to Mantic. Comes with a nice beautiful flywheel. I think it could be resurfaced. It's not too bad. What do you think I could sell the clutch for, dude? You think
Scrap per pound, like 10 cents.
you think like $3.50?
No. $3.50.
$3.50? Oh, I'm in a mess. Dude, check it out. It made a clutch outline. She was hella burnt. Nick's just taking off the flywheel. Then we're gonna roll this bad boy out of here, and I gotta bring this over to the shop. Got a lot of clutch material. It actually came with new bolts too, which is awesome.
Did it?
Yep. Oh, the clutch smell is strong. There's the flywheel. It's aluminum. Oh, I can smell that clutch. She's a little burnt. Got a little material there, but this flywheel's not bad. All right, I'm gonna bring it down, push it out of here. Gonna rip the E, make sure she doesn't roll out. All right, and the car is just gonna sleep there until we get the transmission back. The good old T56. All right, guys, so it is the next day. It is early. I'm gonna bring the T56 over to a transmission shop in New Smyrna Beach. It's called Earl's Transmission. So let's go head over there. All right, so I just dropped the T56 over here at Earl's Transmission, New Smyrna Beach. Very nice guy, Mike, I just talked to. And we're gonna come pick it up probably today or tomorrow. He said it's a nice, easy job. He's done it a million times. So we're gonna do that. Now I'm gonna head out. All right, so it's the next day. We're gonna pick up the transmission here. So let's go get it. All right, we got the transmission loaded up in the trunk. We had to separate the bell housing just to get it in here. And let's go head over to Nick's. All right, so we got the Cobra pulled in. We're gonna get it up on the lift. We're gonna get the transmission out of the brown car. And I have the clutch kit in here. So we're gonna get ready to slap this thing together with the new Mantic clutch and get it rolling tonight. All right, so there she is, flywheel in here. So we're getting ready to put the clutch together. We also have our throw bearing right here. So looking at the instructions, this one's actually different than the MT82. So obviously it's 8-bolt, but it looks like we actually end up putting the flywheel on first. These go through, the flywheel goes on first, where on the MT82, these slide in and sit in a groove on the back. This one's a little bit different. So we're gonna put the flywheel on first. Obviously we'll clean it after it goes on the car. And you applied Loctite to those.
These ones come with Loctite on them.
Nice. Yep. All right, so we're getting the flywheel bolts in here. We're gonna tighten those to manufacturer torque spec. So the T56 installation is a little bit different. So we're gonna assemble the clutch from the front backwards, where the MT82, you basically assemble it on the car, which is a little bit different.
It says on a flat workbench, install all the cover bolts with lock washers through the cover assembly. You want to make sure that concave end is going in so that when it pulls itself down, it locks.
These are the drive blocks. Just gonna slide in there.
Pressure plate side.
Pressure plate side. So make sure that faces down. All right.
Note, care must be taken while handling the intermittent plate spring clips 9000 series only, as they are factory set for release. If they are damaged in any way, the clutch may not operate as designed. The foam packing must be removed before installation.
Flywheel side. Oh, that's pressure plate side. And pressure plate side. So we have the alignment tool right here. All right, so what we just found is the nuts, which on the MT82 you use. On these, this threads directly into the flywheel. All right, so we got the assembled unit. Nick is just applying some blue Loctite.
Just a tad.
Just a little bit. So where are we gonna spin the Cobra to? 10 grand? 10K.
Send it.
Send it, full send. So Nick is now gonna lift the assembled unit up and into the car. All right, so we just cleaned the flywheel. I put it on there. It's kind of a two-person job to make sure that this stays assembled and make sure all these locks going all around.
Yeah, they call them blocks for the clutch. They have to be in this step on the back side of the pressure plate, or front inside of the pressure plate.
Yeah, they have to be
There's
inside.
a step inside there.
Yep.
If not, they'll be misaligned.
Yep. And then we have the clutch alignment tool up there. That way we make sure that our input shaft is going to go all the way in.
Just going to make sure that the guide here is fully seated centered in, because it can flop a little. So just give it some light pressure with your thumb to keep it fully in there so it doesn't move while you tighten up the bolts. Make sure it's nice, easy. That means it's dead straight.
All right, so Nick is just torquing. He's finishing up right here. Just went around.
Checking, double checking.
All right, so we're preparing to go ahead and put the transmission in the car. As you can see, this is the stock input shaft. This was in... Is that a cat? Raccoon? So this is the stock input shaft that the transmission shop took out of the car. This is the 26 spline unit. This is the D&D, I think that's what their name is, T56 26 spline input shaft. I already made sure that the clutch went and slipped right on there. This is the stock throw-up bearing sleeve right there. And basically, they just took this apart, took the front cover off and resealed it. And they slapped this in there and made sure that it had the right clearance and it was still just like factory. So the clutch fork rides on here. This goes into the clutch. So this is supposed to be stronger than this factory 10 spline. Apparently these snap pretty freaking easily. So that's why we went ahead and went to the 26 spline. The T56s in Camaro, LS, Corvette, they actually come factory 26 spline. So why Ford chose to go with 10 spline, we don't really know. But now we're in 26 spline and we're running the Mantic clutch. Since the bell housing is actually already off, we're gonna put the bell housing in place and then bolt up the transmission up to there. All right, so we're just putting the starter in now. Cool thing with separating the bell housing is that you can do the starter beforehand, make it fairly easy. All right, it helps to have a trans jack to make sure this goes in nice and straight and very easy. It's much easier than lifting it in with 2 or 3 people because you're not gonna jerk back and forth and damage the clutch up there. We're also going to the Ford Racing throw-up bearing, brand new. Goes on the back side of those prongs. And you make sure it spins right.
Make sure it's on there right. There.
And we spin nice and smooth. Where the one that was broken, and it goes in and out right too.
Well, you'll see the operation of it when it's on there. A little bit of axle grease.
That's where the pivot ball rides on. That slides right on.
Just a tad.
Do you put it on the splines?
Yeah, but we're not gonna get new grease for that.
Goodbye, beautiful Mantic.
Funny how it sits sideways in there.
All right, so we just got this pretty much made it up just about perfectly, and it slid right in. We put it in neutral because neutral makes it basically the input shaft can kind of move and fall right into the splines, and it slid right in. And then we tightened up some bolts, and now Nick is just tightening those up. All right, so we're bolting the cross member up. All right, so we're getting the training fluid pumped in. We're doing it from here, not from the shifter, which is fairly common. Nick says it's better to do this, that way you don't overfill it, and it's full when it starts, dripping out of the drain.
Coming back out. Yep.
I also just plugged everything in, including ran my wideband plug to right here, and we're getting ready to install the drive shaft and exhaust. Correction, with the drive shaft in, pump it in. For any of those commenters out there, Nick's bolting up the cross sprays. Almost there. All right, so we got the exhaust bolted up, trans filled up, drive shaft in, everything's plugged in, including the wideband. We're gonna put it down. I have to get the inspection cover from in the car. Swap the wheels back over to the XXRs. Goodbye, Mickey Thompsons. Going back on Nick's. All right, I'm just gonna put the MGW shifter back in. Very light. Yeah, move it forward a bit. All right.
right where it needs to be.
Perfect.
Just about, yeah.
You got the drugs? I got the money.
No, you got the drugs. We got the money.
Oh, I guess that would make sense. I mean, if this was a really high-end drug deal, this could be all cash.
Yeah.
And you get the fancy case, too. Alright guys, we are about to roll out. This is the very first of the break-in period. It's incredibly smooth. We're going to make sure this is nice and reset. That way we can count the break-in miles. So far so good. We got 2.6 miles on it, and everything seems to be pretty much shifting, driving nice and smooth, no weird noises. So we're going to continue home, and I'll check in with you guys later with some complete info. Alright, well, we just made it back. She is good. The first 30 miles of break-in, super easy driving. And this clutch is incredibly smooth, incredibly light. And I'm still using the factory pivot ball, the factory quadrant, adjuster, factory cable. I think you might benefit from doing a cable slightly just to get the pedal a little bit off the floor. But then again, I kind of just already got used to it, and it's so smooth, it's not chattering one bit. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed that video. Make sure you drop a like down below. The Cobra now has 700 miles on it. It's still not broken in because 400 of those miles are highway miles. It's very important that you get around 500 city miles. I'm going to take this thing to 1,000 miles. Call it broken in, and then let her rip, tater chip. So leave a comment down below. If you guys are new here, one of the Cobra guys that stumbled upon this because they're interested in the Mantic clutch, hit that subscribe button down below, and stay tuned for some more videos. I'm gonna be taking this car to the track. We also have another Mantic going in the Whipple 5-liter behind me. So a lot of cool things going on. If you guys are interested in the Mantic clutch, the part number will be right here on screen, as well as a link down in the description. Jeff is the person to talk to about these Mantic clutches. That's Jeff at ManticClutchUSA.com is his email if you have any questions. He is awesome. He helped us out on basically, you know, obviously we had 2 Mantic clutches. So obviously you get that fancy case and you can do so many cool things. Honestly, I don't know what we're gonna do with the case, and if you have an idea of what we should do with the case, leave a comment down below and we might listen to it. So if you guys have any questions about the Mantic clutch, leave them down below in the description. So far it has been incredibly smooth. Braking process has done very well, and I haven't gotten on it at all, but as soon as I get on it, you guys will be knowing that, and I can't wait to take the car to the track. And Ashley's car, we're gonna be doing Ashley's car soon because hers has just been sitting here, and got that box right there. So her car is gonna be hooked up with a Mantic soon too. I really like these clutches. I definitely recommend these to anyone. Obviously, I haven't used it on the Cobra for the performance aspect yet, but from what I've used in the 5 liters, I have no doubt it's gonna be perfect in the Cobra. So you guys can definitely stay tuned for that. We're gonna be taking it to the track. Hopefully run some mid to high 10s on pump gas, and then go for some E85, low 10s or high 9s is what I want to run in the Cobra. This thing's gonna be very much the same. It's probably gonna be a low 10 car on pump gas, and I don't know if it's gonna do 9s. I mean, I don't know, but we will see. So make sure you slap that like button down below. I know I said it already, and we'll see you guys next time.